What up? It's your boy Ganged Up T from Power Source Athletics. We got the Homeboys Conversation After Dark, brought to you by Dating 101 Card Games. As you all know, summer is on the way, and we still got those application processes going on for all y'all out there choosing, looking for a new bae. Y'all can get the Dating 101 card game right here to help you with the application process, And if you trying to look right for the summer for your bae, you could get with Power Source Athletics and get you some training sessions in. Because remember, gotta love yourself first before you can love somebody else. I'm about to go ahead and get this thing started.
Okay,
Hey,
T, I hear you with the commercial. Go ahead.
I just thought because I'm always the first one on here, I started up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up. That's
Yeah.
dope. That is dope.
So, oh, you on the spin scooter, Shay? About time. I remember he would not ride them scooters.
He don't ride
He
the
was
scooters.
my little brother. He was not trying to get on them scooters. You don't trust him. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Go ahead. We
He
all
branching.
evolve, man.
Exactly. He branching out, trying something different. That's what's up. Hey, y'all. I'm excited. Got a lot to talk about tonight. So
I
we're
was getting cursed out, Siobhan,
you was getting cursed out? By who?
about the time. About the time. Where y'all at? Why y'all late?
They ain't see it in the thing. They weren't paying attention
I'm
to the
like, oh,
story. Oh, that's good. We like that though. We like that people are excited about us coming on. We're excited too. We're trying to see. I guess you want to get into the first question or wait, see if we can wait. I guess that's a long time,
I mean, it's up to you. I mean,
huh? Okay.
it don't matter. I'm good or whatever.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. So we got a lot to talk about tonight, and I really want to get y'all perspective on this. And when Reggie comes on, I can revisit the question. But y'all in the comments, I want to know what y'all think too about this stuff that we have to talk about tonight. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with the first question that was on the flyer, right? So I saw this video of this lady who was talking about the fact that women don't cater to men anymore. She said that we don't bring in plates anymore. We don't rub y'all feet. We don't even give up the energy to compete for a man anymore. And so she said women have attitudes and they don't want to work on themselves. And we think we're perfect and men are the problem. So I wanted to ask you and the people watching, do you think that's true, T? Do you think it's true that women don't cater to men anymore?
Um, yeah, I believe it's true, but this is what I say about that. This is why I think it's true. I feel like well, man, we did that to ourselves because there was an era where there were a lot of women who were catering to us and like down on, bending knee and just, everything we wanted, they were willing to do it, and we kind of neglected them and we went for a certain type of female,
Mhm.
and I feel like it might have broke them and they turned into this what they are now. They got more independent. They got more towards the point of where it's like we don't really need guys anymore, so we ain't catering to nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm.
feel like we kind of turned women into that. It's like a byproduct of our actions. So
Hmm.
I feel like we're kind of to blame for that. So I'm
Okay.
sorry, brothers. I know I'm usually, what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to be. I try to look at things from both sides, take
Right.
some responsibility for,
Mm-hmm.
because you might have somebody who is willing to cater for you, and you don't take full advantage of what you have,
Mm.
and that could cause hurt to that
Yeah.
person, and that person in turn will switch up, I guess you could say, or they will adapt to the situation, and
Mm-hmm.
then we're like, oh, you changed, and it's not the same no more. but we made it that way.
Wow.
Because when we were getting what we didn't know that we really needed, and we were looking for what we wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't appreciate it. So,
wow.
you know, I say we did it to ourselves.
Okay. Well, so what else? Oh, Big Tokyo said talk your HT. Okay. She said
now hold on.
adopted.
That's not to say that y'all didn't go too far with it. Some women, they took it a little too far.
Yeah.
It's to a point to where dudes don't even know how to come at y'all now. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all. It seemed like y'all don't like the humble, modest guy when he stepped to you. How you doing? My name T. Whatever. Y'all look at us like we crazy if we do that. You know what I'm saying? It seems like y'all want that ratchet now. The roles have reversed. It's like y'all want that thug or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That bad guy, or the bad boy or whatever. It seems like that's what y'all want now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can we come together and figure something out? We need to have a conversation. Because there need to be some type of common ground. Because it's still people out there that cater to people, and there's still dudes out there who appreciate it and to do the same. They just hidden. Yeah. And a lot of people got a wall up that they hidden behind. So, you know, that's how you got to do it.
Exactly. So Big Tokyo says I still cater. The real chalk dog said I definitely took it for granted, Tioma. Uh-oh.
Hey, girl.
Uh-oh. But I appreciate your perspective, T, on that, and just the acknowledgement that men do have a part to play in this. Not to say that y'all are the blame, but there are some men that have done a number on women and just made it difficult for us to trust, you know, some men because of what has happened. And I do think there are women that do cater, but I do think there's a growing number that has chosen not to and wanted to focus more on just pleasing ourselves, you know what I mean? And just what can we get out of the situation. So she said, I have a big wall.
It's okay, Choco, though. We wasn't in no real serious situation. Like, it wasn't nothing serious. That was a long time ago. We was young. That shit, yeah. You ain't got to be over here doing all that. It wasn't even like that. Like, it's okay.
She said she did, sad face.
Yeah, it's okay. We you know what I'm saying? We was cool. It wasn't like that. It wasn't
it's all good. It's no love lost. It's all good. But yeah, so I think in this day and age, especially when we look at social media, I think we see it a lot more on social media that women you don't see that narrative painted a lot as far as women catering to men. I absolutely do believe there are women out there that do. I know women that do. But I do think it's a lot of women out there that's like, no, what can you do for me? What are you going to do for me type thing. So.
So you know now I'm about to go back to my turn up. My turn up I had to give y'all a serious answer. You know, start the show off. I had to give y'all that serious, you know. Yeah. But I'm back.
Okay. Well, what would this person say? That was Tioma, so now this is T talking.
Yeah.
So what would T say about this question?
What they say? So my question is, how do y'all have a good woman and take her for granted and run to the street females?
That's a question. Thank you, Stephanie.
I think it depends on where the person is at in their life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What point are they at? Are they at a point where they want to settle down, or are they at a point where they just, you know, testing the waters and everything like that? Because if they at a point where they just testing the waters, then they gonna bounce around a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. We gotta face facts. You know. That Rez need to really get on here.
I know. I'm in a hot spot.
Yeah, Rez need to get on here. I need to go and get Rez.
Because you know he would have jumped on that question. I'm sure he got a different perspective than you do about
No,
this.
I know he do. I kind of wanted you to wait till he got on to ask that, because that was how I was gonna start him up though. Yeah. I just knew that was gonna get him going.
Yeah, you already know He gonna have a different point of view when it comes to that.
There you go, right there. I'm about to invite you, Red. There you go, right there while we still on the question.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because we want to know what is he gonna say about this one. Y'all get ready for his response.
There you go.
What's going on?
Before
What it do, Reggie?
what's going on?
Hold on.
Hard working brother, man.
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
We just asked this question. We can't wait to hear what you got to say about it.
What's the question?
Is it so? I was talking about the woman in the video that said that she believes that in this day and age, women don't cater to men anymore. And we think that men should pick us just because we're special and not because, and like we don't bring them plates and rub his feet and all that kind of stuff. And we don't compete for men anymore. And she was like, good, because I'm going to do that. So we just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Do you think that women don't cater to men anymore?
Um, and most times, yeah, I do. I think it's taboo now. I think they didn't put it in women's head that if you do that, you a clown. Like if you cater to a guy, you the worst be around. Like what's wrong with you? Like this nigga is supposed to be for you. I'm a woman, so like hear me roar. Yeah. I definitely don't think that. I think too many women has got to the point to where they feel like they are special because they are a woman and every guy's supposed to like, bow down to them. So they think all of that type of stuff is quote unquote, first of all, they think it's husband duty. Second of all, they not even doing it when they get married. So regardless of the fact, no, I definitely don't. They definitely not doing that.
So I want you to hear what Tioma had to say about this question and tell us what you think about his response, Reggie.
Oh, I had said, I feel like we as men, we partially responsible for them not catering to us anymore because when it was a time when a lot of women did cater to us, we took it for granted. I'm saying men, I ain't saying we as a me and you, I'm just saying men period. Took it for granted and they just adapted to it and became what we were looking for or what we thought we was looking for when really we was needed. If that makes sense to you. So I feel like that's why they don't cater to us as much anymore.
Um, I'm not going to totally disagree with you, even though I'm not totally agreeing. I still think I still think it's hold on. I gotta kind of doing a little too much trying to get off work.
Oh.
Um, I don't think that's totally what it is. I think that they're not being brought up to do that anymore. I think that's what's really starting to be it. I think they're being brought up that that's not something they supposed to do, or they're not supposed to do that to every man. And then when they get to the point to not doing it at all, because I've said this to your mom plenty of times when I said, world that your grandparents that was brought up no longer exists. It is though it no longer exists. All of
That's a
those,
radio?
even just yeah.
Oh.
I'm in the truck. Y'all want me to wait until I get in my car?
No, I was just gonna say, can you turn it down?
Yeah. Apollonia, I'm definitely not showing you. Hold on, wait till I get to my car.
Okay, so while you're waiting, we have some questions in the comments. So Stephanie says, "What if she is your rock and holds you down, but you still turn to the street female?" And then Big Tokyo said, "That sucks. That's not fair." What part is not fair, Big Tokyo? Which part? She said, talking about I literally did everything he wanted. Okay, all right. So what's your answer to the question? What if she is your rock and held you down, but you still turn to the street female?
You
Red
talking to
or
me?
me?
Huh?
Who you talking to?
So T, you can start because it sounds like Reggie still driving.
Um, um,
Thank you.
to be honest, I don't know.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a tough one, huh?
that's tough. It depends. Like, I mean, let's. I mean, it might because the reason I pause like that because and this go for Tokyo too. It might seem like to us we doing everything that the person want and we hold them down and
That
everything.
part.
But that's how we feel about it. The person might not feel that way, or they might be missing it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
might be missing what you're doing on that really paying attention, I guess you could say. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not speechless. I just had to think
It
before
was
I answer.
thinking, yeah. Because, sometimes I will say that we think we're doing everything, but it may not be what the man actually wants or needs. It's like, oh, I cook, I clean, or whatever. And that's great, if that's what we're considering to be everything that he wants. But maybe he's looking for something else. Maybe he wants you to be peaceful. Maybe you got a mouth on you and it's just like, okay, maybe just if you just choose your words wisely or whatever. Sometimes we think that we're doing all the things when it's really not. So, but now Reggie the thing is spinning. Poor thing. It's a lot going on tonight, y'all. So Big Tokyo says, no, it was given to me that way, that I did what was asked. Okay.
Well, I guess he just messed up. He messed up. Sometimes we make mistakes. We human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes a man can have it all and still not be enough, for him, and it's just greedy or whatever. And I do, but definitely when necessary. Okay. Okay. So you cater when necessary. Is that what you're talking about, Tokyo? It's a touchy subject, y'all. I think the main thing is I think you just got to use wisdom when it comes to how much energy you give somebody at the end of the day. Got a big mouth. Okay. Definitely. Okay. Got a big mouth. You say I do, but definitely when necessary. Right. Right. But I think we just got to use wisdom. Everybody is not deserving of us doing all of these things. But then sometimes we got to ask ourselves if we are holding back because of what the previous guy did and not the current guy, because that
Am
can
I
be an issue
back?
too. You can
Am I
hear?
back?
Yeah, we can hear
No,
you.
you got
We can hear you.
Like I did hear a little bit of what Siobhan was saying. A lot of women think they're doing it all. They think they're giving the dude everything they want.
Yeah.
They giving a dude everything they want,
Mhm.
that the woman wants, not what the guy wants. I dated a woman one time where I would complain about one thing, and she would do something else and act like it's the equivalent. It's
Mm.
like saying, look, I expect you to cook breakfast in the morning, and she'll start cooking dinner and say, like, look, I'm cooking.
Mhm.
Like women do that, like think I'm giving you the equivalent. That's not what I'm asking for. So
Yeah.
sometimes a lot of times what happens is a person think they giving a woman or giving a man everything he wants, but that's not totally what he wants.
Yeah.
That's really not what he wants. Men look for peace, and it's a lot of women just off that. You may think you giving them the house and everything he want, but you might not be giving him the peace that he's looking for.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing that I hear from men all the time is the peace. Like that's number one for men that I hear. That look,
Yeah.
I just want peace. You know, I don't want to argue with you all the time. I don't just want all this attitude. I don't want all this strife. I just want to come home and it be peaceful, you know. So
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
And
real too.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of women don't realize how much chaos. And in truth, let's not make it seem like we're attacking women today,
Mm-hmm.
but it's times when you come home, I'm not going to always want to have a discussion about your workday either.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just want to come home and chill.
Right.
And now because I don't want to discuss your workday or how bad your day was, I'm a piece of trash.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a bad person. Like dude, like I had a bad day too. I just want
Mm-hmm.
peace.
Yeah.
Like
So,
you see that I jump on the game and think, oh, I jumped on the game because that's all I wanted to do. Oh, you just ran home to play that game. Nah, that game bring me peace. That's it.
right.
Go ahead.
So Big Tokyo said no, Big Tokyo, not in that situation. She said, so I gotta give peace when you cheat and your peace is bothering me. No, we're not talking about
That
That,
ain't
that.
yeah,
that
that's
ain't
why
me.
I laughed. We're not talking about like that.
She know we're not talking about that.
I ain't say let me get a
Right.
piece.
She said all your pieces that you're getting is bothering her. That's hilarious. So yeah, I think there is some truth to what the lady was saying. Definitely doesn't apply to all people. I just think whatever our reasons are for choosing not to cater, I think we need to explore that a little bit and figure out, is it warranted in this current relationship or is this coming from a previous relationship? Because sometimes we'll take what happened previously and bring it forward and then make y'all pay, the new person pay for what the old person did.
I like one. I can understand if you're not doing it for him if he's not actually like doing it for you also.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that. But if you do have a guy that's trying his best, like do those type of things for you and try to like make you feel special and things of that nature, then I think it's only required. And when anybody feels like they're getting the short end of a stick, they're going to start looking for that type of comfort outside the home. That's how
Mm-hmm.
cheating starts. One of the
Right.
things right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She said, nope, not I, but it's women who do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So that's that situation. So it just depends on how you look at it and your perspective on it. But we heard a homeboy's perspective on it tonight. All right. So I wasn't sure if I was going to bring this up, but I really, really, really want to hear what y'all got to say about this. It's a little serious, but we'll lighten it up after this. But it's been trending a lot on social media. So an Atlanta rapper, Trouble. Have y'all heard about this story? Trouble got murdered last weekend. So a popular Atlanta rapper was murdered last weekend by the woman he was visiting by her ex-boyfriend. So allegedly, Trouble was at this woman's home and happened to be the home of her and the ex-boyfriend, but they had broken up. Allegedly, they had broken up a week prior. So Trouble and the woman was in the bed. They were sleeping, and the ex came in the house, started an altercation. He assaulted her. The ex-boyfriend assaulted the woman, and then he shot Trouble and killed him. So, like I said, she said that they had broken up a week before because he was unemployed and not helping her pay the bills in the house. So when you hear that story, so it was a lot of angles that people were coming from, like, oh, it's the guy who shot fault because he shouldn't have let his anger get the best of him. It's the woman's fault because she set him up. It's Trouble's fault. He shouldn't have been in that situation. So what are your thoughts on that? If you think about if this could have been prevented in any kind of way, which angle did your mind go to? Did you go to the woman, the ex, or the guy that was there? T, let's start with you.
I kind of blame all parties that's involved
Okay.
because I feel like everything could have been done differently. First of all, for her, if you break up with your dude and it's only been a week, it's not over yet. You're not even sure it's really over yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's both of y'all house.
Yeah.
It was only been a week. Again, I'll say that it's only been a week, so you don't know how that situation gonna turn out. It's only been a week. You might start missing him and then bring him back. And then the reason you left him was because he was unemployed. What you gonna do when you get a job? He might could come back and get back with you. So that's not officially over in my head. So, and if I'm the rapper dude, I'm not going to nobody's house, and it's both of their house. First of all, I'm not going there. I'm a notable figure. We could go to a hotel or something. You know what I'm saying? We could meet up like that. And then for the ex-boyfriend, he overreacted. He should have, he shouldn't have killed the dude or whatever. You know what I mean? Now you probably about to go to jail, and you're not gonna have her at all. And if she done left you in a week, imagine what she gonna do when you get like 5 to 10. You definitely,
he ain't get no 5 to 10 feet.
He gonna get
whatever he get.
That nigga ain't coming home.
He ain't coming. He shouldn't.
Well,
he
listen,
shouldn't come home.
I haven't been locked up, so I don't know the numbers they throwing out there these days. And all
So
that.
you don't know what numbers.
You know, for murder.
So Reggie, what you thinking? They saying he got murder charge, assault, attempt. Is it attempted murder? Did he try to hurt her too? Assault, and then breaking an entry too.
Oh, I feel like it's the nigga who killed him fault.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I feel like it's the nigga that killed him fault, that you sat there and you broke into the house. She done already left you. I just feel like, me particular, if a woman had already left you, never let her see you sweat. You gotta move on. I can't get mad that I can be mad, but I can't be mad at him because he decided to sleep with her. Or she decided to sleep with him. I can't see me now wanting to fight him. We talked about that the other day. Catch a girl in your house.
Yeah.
Like I can't see me get mad at him unless he tries something with me. If he's like, Slim, I ain't know nothing about you, or she said y'all broke up, I'm gonna believe that because we was. I can't see me saying that now I'm gonna take your life. At the end of the day, like you said, T, this nigga about to get a whole bunch of time if he ever come home. If the girl was who you was in love with, that you was trying to keep, she's gone. Like she's gone.
And they said they were together 3 years. They said the reports are saying they were together for that long, and they just broke up. Yeah.
She's gone. But like you said too, see, I do blame her in some ways because he should have known. You should have informed me of all this version. Man, this is my boyfriend. This nigga be tripping. Blah blah blah. You might want to have your scrap when you come. Matter of fact, we shouldn't even be here because this nigga still be coming past. All that. It should have been. I should have been pre-warned about everything. So I blame the nigga, and I blame her too for not putting him on point. I don't blame the dude trouble. I just feel like that was naive of him, of thinking like, I could go just lay up in this joint, man, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But I would assume that the chick should have put him, look, he ain't got keys to this joint, he can't come in. Evidently niggas still had keys or something.
Yeah, it seemed that way. If his name on there, I don't know. Can you change the locks at the apartment and have him change? I don't know, but
So you tell me this nigga got keys and this nigga still might pop up. We don't even need to be here.
Yeah, then he can't.
Like if I'm a rapper, I got a little money.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. So Tata said the woman. So Big Tokyo said everybody, and then Tata said the woman because she shouldn't have had him at her house. Big Tokyo said her too, but the ex and Trouble too. Everybody was wrong. The ex shouldn't have broke in. Trouble had a girlfriend, so why he even there? And she knew that man could get in her house. So that's the plot thickens because they're saying that he was already, messing with somebody else. And then she finds all this out that he was over another woman's house, then got killed. So it's just a whole lot of drama around this situation. But I wanted to ask y'all, as men, do you hypothetically speaking, do you go over a woman's house when you find out she just broke it off with her dude? Do you have her come to yours? Like, what would be your rule of thumb? Hypothetically.
Say that again.
Hypothetically, if you were messing with a chick and she told you that she just broke up with her dude, last week, would you still try to talk to her like she was, thick or however you like them? She was built just like that. And she told you she just broke up with her dude last week. Would you still talk to her and go to her house and do the do? Or how would you handle that situation, Reggie, since you laughed first?
I went to a chick house while she had a dude. So, I mean, I mean, I don't think, I think again, you got to trust with the female. If a female say, look, it's cool, this my place, ain't nobody coming in and out, I would trust what she say. I would
Okay.
believe that you understand, but that's only if he knew.
Okay.
Nobody knows if he actually knew
Yeah.
she just broke up with her boyfriend 10 days ago,
Right.
you
Right.
know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I've put myself in those positions
You said you put
where, you
yourself in
know,
that position
I
before?
put myself in those positions before.
Okay.
So I can't, and this is probably why I can't really blame the dude trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Because you done been
See?
there. See what you got.
I mean, I'm probably gonna go myself. I mean, I'm gonna have a dog on me, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm probably gonna go. I mean, just like Red said, if she say like it ain't, he can't come in here, this her place, this, that, and the third. But when I get there, I'm gonna show her the dog and be like, if he come over this junk and you playing with me, both of y'all, I'm gonna get both of y'all out of there. So you better be able to control the situation if it start getting out of hand. Because I believe what you said.
Yeah.
So
Now
yeah,
that's another
it's that.
plot twist because there's some rumors going around that said that she texted the ex and said you need to come get your stuff. And then like she was trying to make him jealous or whatever, and then he ended up coming over and killing the man and all that. I don't know how true that is, but that's the rumors that's swirling around. So
Now,
yeah.
if that was the case, that was it. Feel like a bitch. That's possibly what it was. She
Could
trying
be.
to hurt his feelings,
Mm-hmm.
and he show up with his pistol.
Yeah.
She not thinking he gonna do something, but
Mm-hmm.
that's how it happens. Everybody think it's a game until somebody get killed.
Right, right. Yeah. So Big Tokyo says most dudes take a gun and not a condom. They armed the wrong way, huh? So I
They
know
shoot,
that's right.
they shooting up which club? Like,
They want to feel all the smoke on one hand,
Y'all
Ay,
crazy.
ay, ay. That is
Hey,
something.
nah, I gotta say something though, because this
Okay.
is really on my brain. It's irritating me.
Okay.
That girl earlier that commented,
Yeah.
we was not in no relationship or nothing like that, yo. That's why I was like, it wasn't nothing like that. We was young, like
Yeah.
what you talking about? Like that was so
hold up, what did
random
I
to me.
miss?
She just
Man,
said
she like I
she
dummy
took she
for
said she
granted.
took tea for granted because you was spitting some knowledge and she was like, dang, I could have had all that if I didn't take it for granted. That's what she was saying.
You know how old we was, man? We was like 17 or something like that. That's why I'm like, it wasn't nothing serious. Like, you don't gotta do all this. Like, you're doing
Yeah.
too much. You're doing too much and it's unnecessary. Like, that's crazy. This never happened to me before.
Yeah.
So that's
You
why
said
you
that
was
was
in pause
bothering you?
mode.
What you say, Red?
That's why you been in pause mode. I said
Yeah.
to myself, what's going on? She just sitting there quiet. I ain't
Cause
realize that
that was
something kicked
weird.
off.
That was weird.
Yeah.
And I
It
ain't
caught
trying to
you off
like.
guard.
I wasn't trying to cause you know how I am. So initially,
Uh,
I was going off in my head like, man, you lying, you tripping, like what the fuck you talking about? But you know, I try to be nice, like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, that wasn't even the situation. You painting a picture. You painting a picture that it's not true. So let's not do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I worded it differently in my head. That's why I was in that. I was coming out like
Yeah.
that. But
He
it was
said,
just
I gotta
easy
get
to
this off
lie.
my chest. Oh man. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to the
get it
next
off your
question.
chest, T. That's what's up.
I know. Don't shake it off. Get the energy off so
Oh
you
no,
can
I'm
feel
good.
better.
But
Okay.
no, I'm not gonna lie. I was zoning out into the camera because I feel like I look kind of handsome tonight with this light glaring in my face like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was staring at myself. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was also self-admiring right now
You
for
were
all y'all who
smitten
don't
by
know. You
your
see the
own
way
looks.
this ring light glowing on me right now? Look at my skin. I look Yeah.
You know
Yeah, I
what?
thought you had on makeup.
You say you got
Nah,
on
that's the light.
makeup.
That's the light, man. That's the light. That's the light. Look at the smile, the dimples and everything.
MG.
I'm
Look,
looking at
okay,
myself.
we're gonna move on before you fall
All
in
right,
love
come
with
on.
yourself in a different way. Okay, here's another question. Let me see how y'all would handle this one. A woman, this is another story that I saw. A woman goes to a hibachi restaurant with her man, and when it came time for the chef to throw the shrimp in her mouth, she was the only woman that caught the shrimp, right? So the chef said, "Oh, you good with your mouth." So he wanted to pour some sake in her mouth, and she let him. So she went with her dude, right? So her dude got mad. They get in an argument after the situation because he said you shouldn't be flirting with the chef and letting him pour things in your mouth. Who was wrong? Did the dude overreact or was the woman wrong? T.
The chef and the woman, not the boyfriend. The chef and the woman. I'd have smacked that sake out of his hand. As soon as he said that and tried to pour that sake out, I'd smack that shit out of his hand. You got me effed up, sir.
Oh
Like
my
you
God.
tripping. And she going along laughing and stuff. That
She
ain't hell no.
So the chef and the woman was wrong in your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Reggie, who do you think was wrong?
I think the dude was wrong. I think he over exaggerated. I mean, if you've been to a hibachi before, you know how they go. You know what happened,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. It's not that, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I
They talk like that?
You might, huh?
They talk like that at hibachi?
Yeah.
They do. They say little stuff.
Yeah, they
You got
say
me.
little slick stuff. Yeah. Like, yeah.
You a better man than me, Red.
Yeah, I just said I wouldn't have seen. It wasn't. I guess I wouldn't have seen it. Not that big of a deal because we are. She is catching food in her mouth and doing stuff like that. Like he just making a little joke and stuff like that. That's what they do in the party. So I'm used to it. I
Yeah.
go to business.
Okay. Then when he would have said, Red, you with us?
I'm
He's
with you.
frozen.
Yeah, I think it's
I think he about to come back.
He did.
Okay. So when he would have said, you good with your mouth, I would have said, yes, she is. I'm pouring the sake in her mouth, nigga. Move. Like I'd have did it. You want to catch it in your mouth, I'm gonna be the one throwing it in there. You just cook the rice and shit. Don't worry about it.
But here's the thing, though, T. They throw scripts to everybody and stuff like that. They throw like.
So you catching shrimp in your mouth?
They throw it to the men
not
too.
Me.
Reg, you catching shrimp in your mouth, Reg?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, nigga. I'm not. I don't even do that part. I don't even play those games.
Y'all stupid.
But that's what they do. They do that type of stuff at hibachi. I think the dude just overreacts.
Yeah.
Like his reaction came from somewhere else. I think his reaction just came from how her personality probably is a flirtatious personality, and he was staying up with it. Like, God dang. Like, yeah. I literally, a friend of mine said, which I didn't understand, but she told me any dude that she get with gonna have to respect that she's a flirt. And I'm like, what? What nigga gonna deal with that? But she was like, no, I'm just real flirtatious. Like, you know, not some women do, and I'm more than one woman told me that. And they both was acting like it was not a problem. Like the guy just gonna have to understand I'm a flirt. I'm a huge flirt. I'm nothing personal. That's just what I do. Some women don't believe that's even a problem. So if that same token, and let me backtrack a little bit. Some people, because I ain't just gonna say women do it. You have men that's like that, that don't see that as a problem. So he probably got to a fed up point of, God dang, you flirt with everybody. Like, I can't have nobody myself. Like, you ever see the Fire Heartbeat?
So
every night I gotta fight to prove my love. Get out my way. Like, That's where he was at. I just feel like he overreacted. You know?
So I think that I do feel like he overreacted, but I do think she might have took it a little bit too far. Like, if I'm with my dude, I don't even like to catch the shrimp. I just think that's too much. So I usually don't partake. But some women do, they do it. But then it's like, if you know he's talking about, oh, you can do things with your mouth. Now, ma'am, that's inappropriate. Don't, entertain that and then get the sake. Like, just cut it off and be like, no, they'll stop if you don't want it anymore. So I just think, out of respect for your dude sitting right there, you shouldn't go that far. That's just my thinking. But
guess
what they saying in the comments?
Guess what? I'm him. I'm the dude that overreacts. I'm him. Shit, y'all ain't gonna keep going on that brother like that. So Peaches said they talk reckless at the nail shop too. Mm-hmm. And then Tokyo said to Peaches, definitely at the nail salon, they really gangster. Talia said she going home with him while he mad. And then Tokyo talking about disrespectfully. And then Lippy said that's a good point, Siobhan.
Thank you, Lippy.
So I ain't say no good point. Right.
So why couldn't the guy have made it fun? Be like, oh, okay, I got something to put your mouth later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, make a joke like that. Don't get all.
I would have made a joke too. I would have whispered in her ear like, yeah, you good with your mouth, but you won't be at that bus you went in front of his ass.
Oh my God. That's not what I was talking about. That's not what I was talking about. No, not the violence. But just
the hibachi dude had to see me though. We'd have had to have a talk when he got off work. We was gonna wait.
But I just feel like, me personally, I just feel like it's all in fun.
Yeah.
I can deal with it when it's all in fun. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing like going to. Now, I know I'm not going to a comedy show, but like going to a comedy show, like when they make jokes, like Will Smith, I'm not gonna walk up there and slap him. Right. Like it's all in fun. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, keep it, keep a few jokes, keep it on.
Right.
But I mean, like, it ain't like he slid her the number or like, let me write my number down. Let me see you. Like, if this got egregious, it would have been a whole different ball game.
Right.
Like, oh, like, hey, I wonder what you're doing tonight. What time you going home? Like, yeah, if it had started going that far, then he definitely would have been an habitual line crosser. But at that point, he was just doing, like, just trying to, like, I guess, like, amuse people. Like, hey, like,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's saying T is dead serious. They saying T is serious. He dead ass. Like,
he is. I know he is.
Woo, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
You gonna have to go to. You been to a hibachi before, have you, T?
I've been to a hibachi restaurant, but I ain't sit around a little table. I sat at a regular table, so I don't really know what goes on at the hibachi table. I'm glad I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not.
They do this on the regular, for real. They really do.
Yeah, they do.
They ain't meet me yet. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go. It's one by the gym. I'm gonna go after the gym one day and I'm gonna walk up to the table on purpose just to hear him say something to another man's wife and I slap the shit out of him. I'm gonna slap him for the dude.
We're gonna get off this. We're gonna get off this topic.
Yeah.
Dang, time go by fast. So I'm gonna ask this one.
We got to 10:15 though, right?
Yeah.
Because we started.
I'm gonna ask this one more question before we get into the dating after dark card. All right. So I saw this on a video from $1 Million Worth of Game, and a woman was on there, and she said, men and women, this applies to both. You shouldn't date a person who doesn't have at least 2 good close friends that they've been friends with for 10 plus years, because that says they don't know how to emotionally be mature in relationships and be held accountable. And I want to know, do y'all agree with that, Reggie?
I don't know about 10 plus years, but I do feel like, if you have no friends, that's an issue for me.
Okay.
That's an issue because you're really not sociable and don't know how to interact with people. And then I feel like you don't have nobody that can tell you right from wrong. Like you don't have nobody that you trust. I just feel like not having any friends is basically based off your character also. Like don't nobody likes you? Like nobody. Like you have never met anybody and nobody likes you or you don't like anybody. Yeah. Like this relationship ain't gonna last. Like so I personally believe in that you should have some good friends. And I don't think it should be like how that person said good girlfriends. I think you should have and when it comes to the opposite sex, I think you need to, as a female, you need to have some good male friends also. Yeah, okay. Because I feel like you need to get a balanced understanding, especially when you're dating. Yeah.
Okay. See, what you got? What you think about that?
Talking about some good male friends.
He said, I'm a good male friend. That's all. That's it. He said, you the boyfriend and the male friend, huh, T?
Yeah. You ain't about to sit up there and talk to no nigga about me. Now, every time I see this nigga, I'm the one to see him. Because I feel like he be talking bad about me.
He might be trying to,
what if he the one like, man, let that nigga cheat in peace?
Yeah, or telling her how to treat you. He might be keeping y'all relationship together.
I feel like that's how he want her to treat him then. He just letting that. He uses me. He living vicariously through me on the low. I've seen that done before. But I will say this. First of all, I don't know how I could end up with somebody who don't have any friends at all when I meet them, because if they don't have no friends, they probably not going to talk to me in the first place. Because they probably tell me dog, you know what I'm saying? But that's the flag right there. And if you don't have any friends, what is it about you that's making you not have friends? Because I'm pretty sure there's some people out there who do like you, and you must not like them. And at the end of the day, if we get together, eventually I'll find out what it is about you that's making people stay away from you or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it's you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's definitely you.
So Reed, go ahead.
No, I was saying, but Red's basically answered it the same way I would have answered it. So
okay,
yeah.
So Reed from DC says, but what if you grew up the oldest and had to take care of siblings and never had time to make friends?
Then your siblings got to be friends. I don't have a problem that it's your siblings. Yeah. But you can't say you grew up raising your siblings and none of them like you. Like, I mean, like you telling me you grew up, man, I got 4 younger siblings. None of them like you. Like, that's a problem.
Yeah. And a lot of my closest friends I met in my young adult years, like in my 20s. I do have friends from back home, but who I'm really close with are the ones that I met in my 20s. So it doesn't even have to be in your childhood, childhood friends. It could be somebody that you met, 10 years ago or something like that.
As an adult.
Yeah, as an adult. Yeah. So I do think if a man said that he doesn't have friends and he doesn't trust people, that would definitely be a red flag for me, because one, you're not going to try to monopolize all of my time because you don't have no friends. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I need you all up in my face all the time because you don't got nobody to hang out with. And then that does tell me something, because like who do you confide in? Who do you talk to? Who is the person that gives you advice or whatever? So I think I wouldn't want that. I would want them to have their life, have their friends, people that they can talk to, as well as me having my friends. So that would be an issue for me. She said they all love me, but only friends I have are family. Yeah, that counts too. It's just like we're talking about, do you have somebody in your life that holds you accountable or that you can be in relationships with, outside of your romantic relationship. So even if it's family, yeah, that's the same thing.
Hey, Rhyme and Reason.
Hey, Rhyme and Reason. Yeah, so, okay. Well, we had some good discussion, and we only got to 3 questions. I had a whole lot of questions, but
it was getting deep. Man.
It was getting real deep tonight, y'all. So y'all brought the smoke. I love it. So we're going to transition y'all into Dating 101 After Dark. And we have been getting some really good feedback about this deck of cards this week. From some friends, I got text messages from two of my friends who said they really enjoy it. One person said he plays it with his partner every night. They pull a question before they, get off the phone or whatever, and they have some good dialogue from both of the decks. So they get it from this one and this one. So they really like it. One of my other girlfriends said she played it with her partner and learned a lot about sex from him, and what they like. So, it's some really good stuff. So I really encourage you to get this deck, y'all. The new deck, Dating 101 After Dark, is all about sex. And you may think you know everything about your partner and what they like, but pull these cards and learn some more stuff, okay? All right. So we're going to see what we have tonight. I'm curious about this question. If you didn't climax, would you still consider the sex good? Reggie.
If I didn't climax, well, it all depends on why I didn't climax. It's sometimes you kind of had good sex all during that day or something. Maybe this y'all stuck in the third round. And yeah, I would consider the sex good, especially if I planned on going back, like going for round 3. Yeah, I wouldn't see that as a bad thing.
Okay. All right. T, is it still good if you don't climax?
I mean, yeah, it depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's been times like you might be going for a long time, man. You get tired. You be like, man, did you come? And she like, yeah. You like, you good? She like, yeah. You like, yeah, I'm good. I'm alright. I'm gonna. I need a break for a second. You going hard? You know what I'm saying? Going a little too hard. You chill. That don't mean it's bad. You just,
Yeah.
You might, your body. You probably be like, man, I ain't about to come for a while, so we can pick it back up.
Yeah, I would agree with y'all. I've definitely had times where I haven't, but it was still good because the feeling of it, the experience of it is still good. So just because you didn't reach that climactic point does not mean, in my opinion, that it's not good. But some people, they chasing a nut, and so if they don't get that, it was all bad. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all answer this in the comments. I want to know y'all answer too.
And not to, but I will say this though.
Consider good, huh?
I will say this though. I'm gonna get that nut though. I'm going to end up getting it. Just that took the break. I'm still gonna get it at some point in time. You're not leaving until I get it though.
Yeah.
Like I said, it all depends on which round it is.
Yeah.
If it's round 1, of course I need to go back. But if it's round 3, it's like I'm good. Like it's cool. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm good. We can dress up now. Like
you said we can dress up now.
We can go.
Yeah. We can go do what we had to do for the rest of the day. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you think I should ask one more or just leave it at that one?
You can ask one more.
Okay. I'm curious about this from the fellas. How do you feel about squirting, women squirting during sex?
I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and answer first.
What you say?
I love it. I love it. Get it on me. Shower me. Yeah. Fuck up the sheets. I change them. It's okay. It's not a necessity though. I mean, if you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. I'm not gonna be disappointed either way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Reggie, how do you feel about squirting during sex?
It had only happened to me one time in my life. And it was shocking. Like, what the f is that? Like, But I think, when it do happen, because when I told the person, I'm like, oh, you blah blah blah, and she was like, yeah, like when it's real good. So it was kind of an ego booster to me that day. So so I guess when it do happen, I don't have a problem with it. I think that's when it happens, you feel like you done da-da-da-da. Like you feel like Superman. You feel like you done your job. So yeah. I'm it's a good thing if a person do.
Okay, okay. Got it. Okay, so we learned something new today. I ain't gonna share my answer, but yeah, because that's some good stuff. Good stuff. So that's all for tonight. You got to get the deck to hear more questions. So Dating 101 card game, this deck and the other deck created by myself and Reggie, coming up with 101 questions in each deck to have meaningful conversations about sex or about dating. So we highly encourage you to support us. Go to dating101cardgame.com. Go to our IG page, like and share all the content that we post. We appreciate it. So yeah, thank
See
y'all.
y'all next
Peace
Monday.
out.
Yeah.
See y'all
Appreciate it.
Monday.
Deuces.
Peace. Join us every Monday at 9 p.m. on IG Live for Homeboys Conversation After Dark with Dating 101 Card Game. And make sure you like, comment, and share.